Hello everyone, and in this video I'll be showing you how to make a save load system using PlayerPref in Unity Engine. PlayerPref class allow us to store simple data for us to use them later. I have this simple UI elements here. I have the text here which is indicate the level. I can increase and decrease the level, and two buttons for save and load. And this is pretty much our class. Simply we have our integer which is the level, the UI. We are updating the UI every time I increase and decrease. Now PlayerPref is very easy to use. Allow me to show you. And this is pretty much what we need. Simply we have a save data function. It is simply making our PlayerPrefs class set the integer which is our level into a specified key. Now our PlayerPref class creates a key and assign that value to it. And the load data, simply we are asking our PlayerPref to get the value of that key and assign it to our level. Now we might get an error in this case, so we want to make sure that the key actually exists, else the PlayerPrefs class will return an error because the key doesn't exist. So we need to make an if condition. Simply what we did here, that we want to check if the key that we want does actually exist in the PlayerPrefs class, which is simply we are asking if does this key exist. If yes, then we want the value of that actual key. If not, then we might return a log. Simply this is what we need for our test. Now I'm going to assign our buttons for those functions. I'm going to use onClick. This we're going to save our data. The second button will be used to load our data. Let's test this out. Now I have the value 3 here. I'm going to save. I'm going to stop and start again. Now our value is 0 and we want to load our data. And there we have. Simply we store the data and then we ask and load that data. Now if you want to load a data without checking if the key does exist, PlayerPref can have a second parameter. Now what we did here, that we want to get our integer, but if the key doesn't exist, then it return a default value which is 1. In order to test that if this actually works, we want to clear the current stored data, which is we can go to edit, clear all PlayerPrefs. This simply clear the current stored data in our PlayerPrefs. We want that and we want to test it. Now simply here we don't have any stored data since we cleared them all. So if we want to load our game, it simply go to the default value. Now you can use this in case that you are not sure that the key does exist. So it simply return a default value which is going to be a second parameter in a get function. And this is pretty much it. PlayerPref is very simple to use, but at the same time it is very limited. PlayerPrefs allow you to store integer, float and string. Now of course these values you can delete them at any time. Now simply PlayerPref delete key function allow you to delete a single key and its value, or if you want to delete all stored data. Let me show you. Now I'm going to make another button. We're going to use this to delete the data. We save, we stop, then we want to load our data, which is 4. Now what we want to is to delete the data. Now if we can go back, we want to load. Simply what it does that it shows the default value. And this is pretty much it. PlayerPref is very simple to use, yet it allows us to store very simple data. As we said, it allows us to store string, float, and integer. Now of course you can save another specified values like boolean, or if you want to store a position of a character, you can cheat about it and go other way around, but it's going to be a hard time using PlayerPrefs. As we said, it allows to store simple data which we can use to store simple stuff. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would like to see you next time.